Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and welcome back to the Art Survival video. And today we actually go to the Discord server. As you can see, the game actually has been updated again to version 735, and I feel like this is a patch in which it's just mostly basically nerfed. And yeah, if you still on the previous version, I feel like the game does not have any force update or whatsoever. So I guess you can just see here and you can choose it yourself. You can whether or not you want to update or not update, because apparently that's a thing at the moment, right? That's I already mentioned about that. That's a big problem in the game about the ability for the player to choose whether or not they want to update the game or not. And that's actually quite silly and awkward for online game to have such things, and hopefully that get resolved in the future or whatever. But um, again, it's up to you if you want to update to this or not. But before we talk about that, let's actually see what is actually changed in the change log over here, uploaded by Povolsky, as usual, in the Discord server in the patch notes section. This was yesterday, 22nd of November 2022. Increased experience points for killing monsters. I actually already tested this, and yes, I think it's not really increased. I feel like, because it kind of seems it was like a bug or something. So before update, it was only 5 experience points from killing monsters that you summon from the little pumpkin. I actually already made video about that as well. That video that I'm about to upload, though, that was from version 734, meaning that this has not been implemented just yet, meaning that at that version the experience is still low. Therefore, I will say things like, it's not worth it, pretty much, the experience, and the hunter's carp is pretty much useless. But then again, after this one, in version 735, the experience that the monsters give you is about 400 experience, meaning that using the hunter's carp you will get 800 experience points per monsters that your little pumpkin summon, pretty much. And as comparison, so the guard bee, the bee, the Queen's Guard or the Guardian Bee, pretty much they give about 300 to 400 experience, meaning that the monsters kind of the same experience now as the those kind of monsters that you usually fight in the wasteland. And yes, with Hunter's Carp, it will be doubled. Now it is 800 plus, pretty much. We'll actually show that as well in the future video. Pretty much, there's that. Also, the second one, fixed display of discounts for caps and special offers. I actually have found this as well from people's screenshot and something. Apparently, when there's like a discount, but the the final cost is actually just the same as the before discount, meaning that there's something wrong there. There's some kind of bug or something. Apparently that's been fixed. I'm not sure if it's been fixed really or not. We'll see. We'll see, pretty much. And then after that, remove the craft option for ghost costume and pumpkin lantern. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day as well. Wait, didn't Halloween event had ended? Why can we still craft the ghost costume from the cloth and the pumpkin lantern or the jack-o'-lantern from the pumpkin as well? Shouldn't it be removed? And like hours after that, then this patch drop. Well, obviously, because why not? Now we can no longer do that again since version 735. Yeah, this is pretty much it. It returns to normal, pretty much. Next, we have increased wear rate for the magic carpet. That's fine. I mean, it's great. It's a buff, I think, from people who have the magic, the flying magic carpet, and that's pretty much it. Next, oh no, actually, oh. That's actually bad. Increased wear rate. Oh, I actually caught this wrong. It is not a buff actually, it's a nerf. Okay, so meaning that your rate for wearing the thing or using up the thing is now increased. Think about it this way. Before the update, maybe you only exhaust 1% every 100 kilometers. Now, after the update, the wear rate is increased. Now it's 2% for 100 kilometers. That's what it means, I think. That's why it is like this, and it's actually a nerf, not a buff actually, which is unfortunate for you guys. But all right, I mean I didn't get this myself, so I couldn't actually test it myself. Next, we have increased wear rate. Oh, that's the fourth. Next, the final one, removed gunner perk. Perk point return to players. This is actually very sad. Um, since version 7 to 8, I think, or 7 to 4 actually, the gunner perk, or 7 to 3 probably, the gunner perk was removed from the option of the perk, meaning that back then if you roll, if you re-roll the perk, you will not find the gunner perk whatsoever anymore. However, if you now in version 735, people who still have that, it's now fair for everyone. If no one can reroll to that, I mean, by logic, there's no reason why the perk still exists if you cannot reroll that. So, well, with version 735, it happens. It just happened. The counter perk is now gone. I updated my game, and yeah, I got one perk point. That's just pretty much it. I pretty much just reroll the perk, and I got myself the Halo of Lead 3, increased by another 10% for machine gun damage, and that's pretty much it. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it though for this one. It should be short. Well, it's not much. Like I said, this is just a nerf update, meaning that, like I said, let's talk about this actually. Let's talk about this more in depth. Have you guys played other online games that actually, like, not don't doesn't have to be big? Any other online games, like simple online games, whenever there is update, everyone is forced to be updated. Like, there is no option where the game offer to the player, like, do you want to update now or not? If you want to update, then go to Play Store, update, or iOS, Apple Store, and update the game. If you don't want, then it's fine. I'm not gonna limit anything. You can still play the game in the previous version, which is, if you ask me, that's a little bit too weird. And yeah, that's just what happened with this game. It's like the biggest problem, I would say. I already made video about that as well, when I suggested, when I read your suggestion, from the, this one over here as well, the Discord server. I saw one person said that, force auto update, pretty much. Like, why would an online game offer the players the ability to the ability to update or not? That's a little bit silly, that's a little bit awkward. And lots of people actually agreed with that. Lots of people actually upvoted that post. But yeah, now let's think about it technical way. Maybe, when we're seeing from the perspective of the developers, maybe they don't know how to do that. Maybe, because they only have this server just to store data, maybe they don't have this kind of stuff. Like, it's probably not their personal server even. So, how why did I say that? Why do I say that? How do I know that? Well, we don't have any cloud server. Like, we don't have any username, like actual username with password, with our data, like email, like password, that pretty much will be used, or like profile picture even in game, that is used to store the data of the account. There's already so many cases that I have seen in the chat in game as well, about people losing their accounts because simply they changed phone. Like, in Android, you can retrieve that by Google Cloud. However, in iOS, unfortunately, if you play this in iPhone, like let's say iPhone 6, um, and then your iPhone 6 broke and stuff like that, and then you need to buy a new one, like upgrade it to, like, let's say iPhone 13 or iPhone 14, even, like, you know uh, your new iPhone will not save the data that your iPhone 6 had, meaning that if you run the game again, you will be starting from zero. All of this because there is no, like, singular server from the game, which is, they rely on the whatever the operating system of your phone. Like, there is Google with Google Play Store, Google Play Games, that's to store your cloud data for Google Games. And then there's the iOS, especially, well, obviously, I mean, with the iOS cloud, I don't know, like cloud center, I think. No, no, game center, actually, yeah. And then there's also, if your phone is like Huawei or phone from China as well, you also have that from your own phone, meaning that they don't actually have centralized server to store the account data, which is, a bit of a problem. When they finally have that, which I think they will eventually have that, because I feel like, because of these current events, I feel like they, like, let's think about it this way. I feel like they should have got lots of revenue from that event itself. There's event after this, there's event in the future. I feel like eventually they will, eventually obtain lots of money, and hopefully they can upgrade the server pretty much, so that we have a centralized account system for everyone. Like, yeah, like, that would be great for the game for sure, so that people, lots of people didn't really have to lose their progress pretty much. That's just how it is, with other game as well. Like, like, just play any other games. When you log in from other phone, then you will probably only get asked for your email and or username or password, and that's pretty much it. And then you can continue your game from any other device as well, even cross device. Like, if you think about it, like, if you're from iPhone, you then get Android. I feel like you can cross change that as well. But yeah, maybe they will figure it that way. I feel like it's a common thing. I feel like it's it's pretty much a common thing. It's, like, I know it's probably expensive, yeah, but like I said, eventually I feel like they will figure out how to get money, which they are actually successful at doing that during this event. So, I obviously I don't have the data, but by the looks of things from players saying that they already spent hundreds of dollars, like actually hundreds of dollars from the previous event, meaning that there's just so many other people or so many instances that did the same pretty much. That's just pretty much it. um, for this one, also, well, for additional obvious or additional thing that I want to say, if we have centralized, meaning that everyone will be forced to auto update as well, meaning that you know at this point I still see some people have, like, in the old version as well, like offering like job that can only be done in the old version. It's it's kind of cheating, I would say, and I feel like they already addressed this as well. That I think I've heard that they actually banned people that did that. So yeah, it's also kind of PSA warning for you guys as well. If your version is a little bit too far, I feel like you need to update eventually. If not, you can actually get banned. Although I cannot really confirm about that just yet, because I just heard that from someone else. So it's probably just a rumor, but who knows, right? I mean, probably they don't care as well. That's why they allow this to happen, which, unfortunately, that's like a bad gaming experience, I would say, because like, how can people play the same game but they are on different version, and it's an online one too, by the way, if you haven't noticed already. So yeah, this is how it is. I hope there is some clearance for that in the future. That's just for feedback from myself, for the game as well, for you guys that also supported that idea as well. So so that all this kind of stuff, it's fair for everyone. That's just how it is. It's fair, and that's what matters. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for this patch notes update for version 735. The nerf update. Like I said, it's not force auto update just yet, meaning that you can just choose not to you can just choose not to update your game, and you'll still be fine. You don't have to deal with all this kind of nerf. And yeah, and I'm not gonna be in trouble for saying that, because well, the game allows to do that already. Lots of suggestions suggesting that. Why, like, why should we be afraid to say that? That's just pretty much it. So yeah, anyway, that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the art survival video, I guess. Patch notes, change log, version 735. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you again very soon in the next video. But yeah, until then, oh, actually, wait. Also, there are some videos that I made that were in version 734, meaning that yeah, the upcoming videos that you will see probably still in the outdated version. I will actually redo that again in the future, so that we can keep things updated for ourselves, pretty much, at least in this channel anyway, so that you guys can also see what's going on in the new version, and so on and so on. Pretty much, that's pretty much it. Anyway, see ya.